All right, what's up, y'all? So, if my voice sounds weird, I'm currently fighting the vid, man. I got that. I got that ish, man. I'm all right though. So, disregarding how my body feels, we got something to talk about, man. Triple H, I want to have a serious conversation with you, bro, because people started blowing the whistle about you like halfway through last year. And I was like, nah, he's cool. You know what I'm saying? Just little mistakes here and there. It's okay. Everything is fine. But recently, Triple H has been booking these shows like he doesn't know what he's doing. Like, there's so many instances. We got, where can I start? Carmelo Hayes having competitive matches with Akira Tozawa after weeks of him just losing every single match. We got Jay Uso winning the Rumble besides the fact that he can't wrestle a good match and or cut a promo without the crowd saying yeet. You got the fact that they're calling up NXT superstars and then not doing anything with them and then releasing them. You got the fact that we have a 3-hour SmackDown and a 2 hour 30 minutes, 245-minute Raw, which some weeks it's outstanding. Other weeks it's just like, this is the most corporate presentation of all time. And while I have all these criticisms, I will say this. I don't care how much you hate Triple H. He's not as bad as Vince McMahon. I've heard it. I've heard people say, oh, we need Vince back. Don't ever say that man's name to me, okay? Triple H can do whatever he wants with the bloodline, Shinsuke Nakamura, freaking Zoe Stark. It doesn't matter. He's never going to get to levels of that man, of the past administration. So please, I don't care. No. That man was sexualizing women on a weekly basis, turning people like Keith Lee into Bearcat. I can't, saying he was on live television and said nigga to John Cena. Like what are we doing? What are we doing? You know what I'm saying? Vince McMahon had multiple years of just imposing his will on the company for better and most likely for worse. Not to mention that he's a terrible human. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what happens with Triple H. Triple H will never get to the level of Mr. McMahon. Of Vince. I'm not even giving him the fucking respect of calling him Mr. Of McMahon. I'll just call him McMahon. You know what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about Shane or Stephanie. You feel me? And I remember CM Punk, I think he alluded to this during the pipe bomb. He said that the company really wanted advance until there were no more McMahons, you know what I'm saying? Like, but then he said it's probably going to be passed down to the rest of his family, you know what I'm saying? And that's exactly what happened, you know? That's one of the things that CM Punk said that actually was true. But it's like, I genuinely think that this company won't really take the steps it needs to until we are past the days of course McMahon, Hunter, Triple H, Stephanie, and Shane. Partially Nick Khan. Nick Khan damn near McMahon too. He not, but he kind of is because he with him. You know what I'm saying? Like he's tied with Triple H, so I kind of associate him with him. But you know, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think the only person that can save the main roster right now is Shawn Michaels. I think Triple H and Shawn Michaels should switch spots because Shawn is not a McMahon and he's going to do things differently than the McMahon WWE way. That's what I've always thought, but it's like that's never gonna happen because Shawn looks like he's content with NXT. You know what I'm saying? I feel like when he's done with NXT, he's just gonna leave. Same thing with Triple H. Triple H ain't gonna move anywhere else. He's probably just gonna retire at some point and then pass it down to. I don't even know who he pass it down to at that point. You know, I don't really want to see Shane run the show because that's his dad, so he ain't gonna be that much different, really. Stephanie, I would like her to run the women's division. You know what I'm saying? I do think that women should run the women's division because men obviously have no idea how to book stories regarding the women because look at the women's division right now. While we're talking about the women's division, Triple H has been beating us down with this notion that we're in a new era. It's a new company. It's a new game. And you got people like Charlotte Flair winning the Royal Rumble, bro. Again? And then you got her coming out and acting like she's not Charlotte Flair. Like, it's just, oh my gosh. And there's so many superstars that I feel are ruining the product, if we're being honest. And Triple H is a part of that because he's pushing them. I'm talking about Charlotte Flair, Becky Lynch, Solo Sikoa, Jay Uso, Zoe Stark. These are people that Triple H is pushing that there's no reason to be pushing them. Except Jay. Jay has a reason to be pushing them, but at the same time, I don't care how many Jay Uso fans get mad. I've been preaching this before he even won the IC championship for those few days, those few weeks. Jay Uso has not been able to put on a good match, cut a compelling promo since the right hand man days, since quarantine. That was the last time Jay Uso was interesting to me. As soon as this Yeet stuff started, he's coming out doing 5-minute entrances. And I'm like, bro, in my eyes, he's going to burn out the crowd at some point. Because every week he's one more time. He'll do the entrance, hey, and it's fun. You know what I'm saying? When I go to the shows, it's a fun time. But then the bell rings, and this man has matches like the match he had on with Drew McIntyre a few Raws ago, like early into the Netflix era. Bad. Jay Uso versus Roman Reigns at SummerSlam. Bad. Jay Uso versus Jimmy Uso at WrestleMania. I was in the crowd. B.A.D. Michael Jackson. Bad. And there's a common denominator there. And now I have to watch Jay Uso versus Gunther for a match that we all know Jay's going to win because he won the Rumble, and there's no way they're going to have Jay Uso lose again. So now, the best thing about it, now they're trying to tell me that Jay Uso really is the modern day Jeff Hardy. And I'm like, okay, I've been telling y'all that that's not true in protection of Jay Uso. Because if Jay is the modern day Jeff Hardy, he's going to have a terrible world title run. We all know Jeff Hardy was better on the chase, and his peak was that moment of him winning the championship. And he never had good runs after that. I don't even think that he had many triple-digit runs. I don't think. I'll have to go check, but I don't think he had many that were even sufficient. So do y'all want him to be the modern day Jeff Hardy? Because if he wins that world championship at WrestleMania, which he probably will, he has a mediocre run, people are going to go on the internet, oh, Triple H fumbled. No, stupid, y'all fumbled. Because people are trying to tell you that to be world champion, you need more than Yeet and mediocre wrestling skills. Solo Sikoa, why is he getting pushed? Why is Solo Sikoa ending SmackDown, attacking Cody Rhodes after we just watched Cody Rhodes have the worst part of his championship run against Solo Sikoa? Solo Sikoa is the most uncharismatic, boring superstar that I've seen in my life. But the one superstar that's not Roman Reigns that should be pushed in that entire stable, Jimmy Uso, can cut a better promo, can wrestle better matches, and has the crowd support too. So why isn't he getting the Jay and Solo push? It's because Jay says Yeet. Jimmy started saying Yeet first. It was Jimmy's thing before. You know what I'm saying? It was Jimmy's thing way before it was Jay's thing. The little hand thing, Montez Ford was doing that months before Jay Uso started it. Jay Uso took it, and then Jay Uso took it to another level. So Montez started doing the thing where he's like pumping arms. Montez was doing the whole hand waving with the crowd thing months before Jay started. But no one noticed that. I know Triple H saw it, but he was like, oh, well, he's selling merch. Let's push him. Pure Fusion Collective. I could have told you they were doing nothing with that stable. They freaking fired Sonya a few days ago. Zoe Stark is just there. Shayna Baszler has lost all of her attribute points. Carmelo Hayes can't win a match and then has a match against number 3 jobber in the entire world of wrestling. Akira Tozawa has a competitive match against him. Thank God he won. If he lost, oh my gosh. But my point is, Triple H is using bloodline favoritism plus like other bloodlines favoritism to book these shows. And it's like no one sees it. Well, thankfully people are seeing it now, but it's like it's starting to get to the point where it's almost too late. You know what I'm saying? It's starting to get there. Because who's going to stop him now? WrestleMania is on the horizon. You know? And I'm not the people saying, oh, Triple H is racist. No, he's not. He's tone deaf. There's a difference. Racism is a systematic breakdown of not only black people, but of every person that isn't a straight Caucasian male. You know what I'm saying? Or just at a bare bones level, just if you discriminate against a person just because of the color of their skin. That's bare bones racism. I don't think Triple H is doing that. I don't think Triple H hates black people. I just think that he's extremely tone deaf. Like he said in the post conference interview thing, I don't see color. That's the one spot. I'm like, oh, okay, he's just tone deaf. But that tone deaf thing that he has, it's going to be a really dark spot for him if he can't start to, like, I don't know, change that about him. And not to mention, he's now listening to the fans. And it's like, obviously, as fans, we want to be heard. You feel me? We always want to be heard because we're the ones watching the show. We're the ones paying the money to go to the shows, buying the video games, buying the merch, all this stuff. So we want to be heard. But at the same time, it's like, bro, you're listening to the wrong fans. Going on Twitter and looking for a realistic, sensical wrestling take is the most asinine thing you can possibly do. And we all know he's active on Twitter because he said it before. But going on Twitter, of all applications, and looking for anything that's not just stupid people talking to get reactions, to rage bait, to get some Elon money, which I heard isn't that much. I don't know. I don't be on there like that because it's a damn cesspool. But going on Twitter and expecting to find things that like make sense regarding your wrestling product, it's the same thing that Tony Khan has ended up doing, and he's the only one that's doing this shit worse than Triple H is. And at least I can respect when Tony Khan makes a decision, he stands on it. Now I hate AEW at this point. I try not to hate AEW, but at this current moment I do because of how stupid they are. But damn it, Triple H he's competing. He's gonna win Booker of the Year just off of like popularity. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, he is technically better than every other Booker in wrestling as far as North America goes, at least. You know. But still, he has these little instances about him that are starting to get bigger, and people are starting to see it. And Triple H, I tried to defend you. I can't defend you much longer. You're better than the past administration. That's cool. We understand that. But that doesn't mean you can go out there and just do stupid stuff every single week and think we could just keep defending you. I can't. So Triple H, I ask you, please, at least by WrestleMania, tighten up, bro. It's bad enough this WrestleMania 41 is damn near looking like a Monday Night Raw super show. Okay? I know we got like 10 weeks until WrestleMania 41, so there's multiple chances you have to make WrestleMania. You know what I'm saying? I'm not like, oh, there's no hype for WrestleMania. WrestleMania is a very far time away. You know what I'm saying? But please, just get better with booking these shows, because if we get to WrestleMania and we don't have anything to grasp onto, anything, at least just something, you are going to have one of the like most downward slopes that I've seen in the history of downward slopes. And to me, it can be fixed if you just book with logic and not booking with the Flair family, the Anoa'i family, and whatever other biases you have in mind. You're better than Tony Khan. You're better than your past administration. You're better than everybody, just off of the company that you run. But that doesn't mean you can just book with bias, absence of logic, and pure favoritism, and we're just supposed to eat that up and say, thank you, Papa H. No. Not like this. Not like this.